Okay, for instance, you'll see a guy headlining that thing, Spear. They'll probably be getting a couple of $1,000,000. But you'll see a guy on the undercard, a big show, probably making more money than that guy.
Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting well past their prime, it's to make cash.
Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too.
Terence Crawford exposes Floyd Mayweather for pursuing fights purely for financial gain. Crawford makes it clear that he has no interest in facing Mayweather and has never even imagined fighting him. In his view, such matchups are not about proving greatness, but about generating hype to secure large paydays. According to Crawford, Mayweather is now more focused on money than competition, engaging in exhibition fights after retirement while acknowledging Floyd's era. Crawford emphasizes that this time belongs to him, and he will not allow money-driven distractions to diminish what he has already accomplished in boxing.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it to that. You in your head size up Floyd. Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keeping it real, bro.
Never. I'm never that type of guy. I think that's tiny shit. Always been happy for him, been saying that's what he is. And I never imagined us fight. I never looked at him like,
Well, you capping, bro. I thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, man.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, that's some type shit. You like, yeah, like shit. I ain't never been that type of person.
Critics argue that Floyd Mayweather's recent appearances in boxing are motivated less by athletic legacy and more by financial interests. Once celebrated for his defensive brilliance and unmatched record, Mayweather has shifted toward exhibition bouts that produce massive paychecks, but offer little sporting value. Observers highlight how frequently he flaunts his wealth, suggesting he does not even need the money, yet continues to pursue such fights. Many conclude that in retirement his focus has turned entirely toward profit rather than genuine competition, leaving some fans disappointed with the direction of his career.
Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting well past their prime, it's to make cash. We see it a lot. These two don't seem to need the money. So I don't understand the need to do this. When talked about it, Mike Tyson said, I still can't believe Floyd wants to really do this. It's going to be detrimental to his health, but he wants to do it. So it's signed and it's happening. Hey, when Mike fought Jake Paul, a lot was made of him being 58 years old. He's in tremendous shape. I mean, I saw him, and even in there, right? He couldn't get going at the rate that he expected, but early, he was fighting like Mike Tyson. Fighting like Mike Tyson. Floyd Mayweather's much younger, but he's so much smaller. So I get why Mike is like, yo, I don't know what this dude wants to do. Because that was a world where no one would ever thought that those guys would end up in the ring together. And again, they don't need money. I imagine, though, it's going to be a boatload of money.
Former world champion Timothy Bradley has been vocal about a hypothetical matchup between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. He argues that Mayweather historically struggled against southpaws, and Crawford's versatile style would create significant problems for him. Bradley insists that Crawford's switch-hitting, sharp timing, and adaptability are tools Mayweather could not fully neutralize, dismissing Floyd's reputation as untouchable. Bradley claims Crawford's dynamic approach would break. Through his defense, he even goes so far as to suggest that Mayweather was not as dominant against fighters like Crawford, fueling debates between fans of both camps.
Absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Sam Judah. Sam Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counterpunchers in the game? He's gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that backhand. The way he reaches with that. That level change backhand he throws too. Man, that pull jab he does too, it ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counter puncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep, I noticed. Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him. Crawford has the most complete fighter that I've ever witnessed.
On the other hand, many analysts believe it is unfair to compare Crawford to Mayweather. They point out that Floyd's resume includes a long list of elite opponents, whereas Crawford has yet to face the same level of competition throughout his career. From this perspective, the comparisons lack balance, as Crawford's achievements, though highly impressive, do not yet match the historical significance of Mayweather's. These voices stress that Floyd's greatness is already cemented, while Crawford is still building his legacy and should not prematurely be placed on the same pedestal.
Everybody acting like Bud is the second coming of Mayweather. Y'all got the game fucked up. Mayweather actually didn't get hit. Bud gets hit by dudes that, like, who on Bud's resume is an equivalent of someone on Floyd's resume? So that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd not getting hit by elite. Bud getting hit by non-elite. And somehow y'all think Canelo not about to touch him.
Boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult offered a bold perspective, claiming Terence Crawford deserves to be ranked above Mayweather for one key reason. He highlighted Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez, noting that Floyd, despite his greatness, would never have taken such a risky fight. In the same way, Showbiz emphasizes that Crawford moved up in weight and faced a dangerous opponent in his prime, while Mayweather was far more calculated in choosing opponents and timing fights. That risk factor, he argues, elevates Crawford's legacy beyond Mayweather's carefully managed career, challenging the narrative of Floyd's untouchable status in boxing history.
Terence Crawford greater than Floyd Mayweather, or better than Floyd Mayweather, greater promotion, greater impact, resume, all that shit, but better. Terence Crawford, after what he did last night, is better than Floyd Mayweather because there is no way Floyd Mayweather would have challenged. See, that's the insane Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler after being gone for 5 years. Never being at middleweight, first fight at middleweight being against Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Terence Crawford never been a middleweight shit. The most he's been, super welterweight, and he was only there once. He's fighting at 168 against one of the greatest super middleweights of all time, one of the greatest middleweights of all time, pound for pound, one of the greatest fighters of all time, reigning undisputed champion at super middleweight. That is unheard of, and that's something that Floyd Mayweather would.
Interestingly, Terence Crawford himself has grown frustrated with constant comparisons to Floyd Mayweather. He has repeatedly stated that he has no desire to fight Floyd, emphasizing that Mayweather belonged to a different era. Crawford insists this era is his own, and rather than looking backward, fans should focus on achievements he is building today. While he acknowledges Floyd's greatness, he maintains that legacies should not overlap in his. View the obsession with matching him against Mayweather is unfair, as Floyd is retired and past his prime, while Crawford is still carving out his...
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. There ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
Do you talk the talk and you sure walk the walk? Confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah. We ain't going out that much.
Now,
Danny Garcia, a fighter who has Facetop names himself, provided a diplomatic answer when asked who would win between Mayweather and Crawford. Rather than choosing sides, Garcia suggested the fight would likely end in a draw. He explained that Floyd's defensive brilliance and Crawford's offensive adaptability could neutralize one another inside the ring. His response reflects respect both fighters command, with many believing their skills are so evenly matched that even in a fantasy bout of clear, winner might never emerge, Garcia's opinion added another dimension to the already heated debate.
Crawford has the tools to beat him. He has the long arm. He switches lefty and righty, but Floyd was 10-point accuracy, tremendous defense. I just think whoever got in at 147, that's tough. I don't know what draw.
Okay, what about Oscar De La Hoya and Crawford at 54?
Oh, man. Oscar's a hell of a fighter, man. I think they can beat each other, to be honest. Oscar's a hell of a fighter. He got great jab, good footwork. Oscar is a tremendous fighter. I feel like people really overlook his resume. He's an Olympic gold medalist. The hardest fighter you get. The hardest in the world title.
Crawford possesses the tools to beat him. His long reach and ability to switch between orthodox and southpaw stances make him a unique challenge. Still, Mayweather's pinpoint accuracy and exceptional defense would make it a difficult contest. Some believe such a fight at welterweight could easily end in a draw. When considering Crawford against Oscar De La Hoya at junior middleweight, opinion shift. Oscar was regarded as a tremendous fighter with a sharp jab, strong footwork, and an Olympic gold medal. An achievement many consider harder than winning a world title. Former world champion Shane Mosley added that Floyd's size would ultimately be his downfall against Crawford. Mosley argues that while Floyd's technical brilliance is undeniable, he was simply too small to withstand Crawford's power, reach, and versatility. For Mosley, this physical disparity would be decisive, as Floyd thrived against fighters closer to his own size, but would struggle against a naturally bigger and stronger Crawford.
Even though I've got serious personal differences with Terence Crawford, and I have ethical issues with Terence Crawford in the way that he negotiated certain things and certain things went down. However, at this point in his career, and I really believe since he's at 135 pounds, there's no question the greatness and how terrific a fighter he is. So after he beats Canelo Alvarez and becomes the undisputed champion in his third weight division, people start asking the question of whether or not he's better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. And I think that is a fair question. And the reason that I say that is because they're the same size. They're the same size. They fought by and large in the same weight classes, and dominated right after one another. Really, there was the period of Andre Ward in between them. I would love to throw Andre Ward in the conversation, but I don't think that the comparison is as clean and easy to make between Terence Crawford and Andre Ward as it is between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Just again because of the similarity in the weight classes that they fought in. So when Shane Mosley chimed in and talked about the two, my ears perked up. Perked up because if you recall, Shane Mosley was the one that gave Floyd Mayweather Jr. his most dangerous fight, without a doubt. His most dangerous fight, the one where Shane Mosley landed on Floyd Mayweather 2 times and blocked him in the first round. Shane was an older fighter. Floyd bared down and won the fight.
Showbiz the Adult later added nuance to the debate by addressing comparisons between Crawford and Mayweather. He acknowledged that Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez sparked discussions about his legacy being equal to or greater than Floyd's. However, Showbiz cautioned against oversimplifying the argument, noting that legacies cannot be judged on a single fight. While Crawford's win was historic, Floyd's career represents decades of dominance across multiple weight divisions, according to him. Comparing them requires a deeper look at consistency, quality of opposition, and overall influence on the sport is balanced. Take respect to Floyd's established greatness while recognizing Crawford's rising stature.
My Mount Rushmore. My Mount Rushmore is that boxers. Greatest is intact. Now you're talking Floyd Mayweather. You're talking Floyd Muhammad Ali. You're talking, all those guys, Sugar Ray Robinson, everybody. But this is fact. And sadly, when it comes to the heavyweight division, just by nature, those guys are the better guys. Okay. Not only are they better skill-wise, they have more opportunity to do greater things. Because they're small, they can go in weight classes, they can kind of test themselves more. The heavyweight division is at the top of the mountain, all right? So they're the badasses of the badass. You kind of go up to them, but they can't push themselves up much more, except for within their weight class, like David Guy and whatnot, like
Trainer Stephen Breadman Edwards offered a refreshing perspective. He urged fans and the media to stop forcing comparisons and instead allow Crawford to enjoy his recent success. Breadman emphasized that Crawford's win over Canelo was a once-in-a-lifetime achievement that should be celebrated on its own merit. He criticized the immaturity of debates that constantly pit fighters against one another unnecessarily. For Edwards, Floyd is retired and should not even be part of the conversation, the focus. He argues should be on Crawford's accomplishments and giving him the credit he deserves without overshadowing his success with endless comparisons.
To Floyd. You know, man, I don't really want to compare him right now, Hans, if we seeing everything that's going on with Floyd and Roy. You know what I mean? And, you know, and they're competitive guys. Next thing you know, Bud and Floyd will be mad at each other, man, and wanting to fight. But people just like putting them against each other. Let's just enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's a close fight. You know, it's things Floyd do better, things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, and I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing, like make up something just to. I got my opinion on, you know, how the fights will go, and, you know, but I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy. They two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to, and they're taking shots at each other in the media because of who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. And, you know, unfortunately, they didn't fight, you know. They could have made, they kind of two different eras, though. Even though they was fighting at the same time, Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC. Bud's a lot young, about 10 years younger than him, so it can't happen, and we got to just leave.
The boxing world remains deeply divided, and the debate continues without resolution. Many fans believe Terence Crawford would defeat Floyd Mayweather because of the risks he has taken and the challenges he has overcome, particularly his move up in weight to conquer Canelo Alvarez. Others argue that Floyd's undefeated record and defensive genius cannot be dismissed. The truth may be that both men are extraordinary in their own ways, representing different eras and contrasting approaches to the sport. Their ongoing comparison illustrates how profoundly both fighters have influenced boxing, each leaving a legacy that sparks admiration and endless debate.
I used to think that the size difference was too much, that Canelo Alvarez. It's like, man, how are they going to do this? He's 168, Terence Crawford is 147. But seeing what I've seen from Canelo Alvarez and seeing what I've seen from Terence Crawford, while Terence Crawford didn't look great in his last fight, he looked awesome against Errol Spence. To me, Terence Crawford is as good as they come. He is another all-time great. He's a legend. He's one of the best that I've seen from a pound-for-pound standpoint. But to me, Terence Crawford is older, but a lot less road. He turned pro in 2008, but he has 41 fights to lose. Canelo Alvarez is 50. Canelo Alvarez also has taken more shots, has been in more wars, quote-unquote, where Terence Crawford was just beating everybody's ass for a very long time. In almost all of his fights have been ones. And two, I think Terence Crawford's going to beat him this time. I don't know how.
Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez is widely regarded as the defining moment of his career. Moving up 2 weight classes to face one of the most dominant champions of the era was considered a bold and risky move, yet Crawford executed it with remarkable precision, and composure. Performance proved he is not only supremely skilled, but also fearless, willing to take challenges few others dare to accept. Analysts agree this triumph elevated him into the conversation of all-time greats. For Crawford, the win represents more than just another victory. It defines his legacy as a fighter who embraced risk and emerged triumphant.
So who can Alvarez from the new undefeated the middleweight champion and achieving GOAT status of this era? A lot of people are wondering now, what's the next step for Terence Crawford? And to be honest with you, there's a couple options. Great man himself, don't think middleweight division could be his next step. Of course, and showing someone caught win of this. What's the thing to do? Giant effect, posting these 2 emojis with a thumbs up and an A-OK. To be honest with you guys, I would love to match up here. I mean, Janopek is one of the most feared and avoided boxers in the entire game today. And look, stylistically, it could be an absolute matchup. I mean, the boxing IQ and thunderous power in general, just the GOAT himself. Who wouldn't want to see that? Of course, there are rumors that Carlos Santana will be Janabek's next opponent. That's a huge occasion to see the top dog at 160. But after that, who knows, man? And of course, the next option could be the rematch between Saul Canelo Alvarez. For me, I would absolutely love to see this. I mean, the first time round was absolutely amazing to Terence Crawford, greatness. But to do it again, guys, who wouldn't want to see this? This is even bigger than the first time round. Or option 3, in my opinion, is retirement. But what he's achieved in this game is absolutely unbelievable. Undefeated, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And see the guy, the man himself, Saul Canelo Alvarez, to achieve that. What more is there to achieve at this point right now, guys, honestly? But look, knowing Bud, I think your retirement is out of the question. Well, at least for now. But after what he's achieved, no one can question what he decides to do next. And look, like for me, this match goes to middleweight. Let's believe I'll be there to watch it, guys. So guys, what's your thoughts about all this? What do you think Terence Crawford should do next?